Morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Here's our research presentation entitled The Level of Satisfaction of Hospitality Management Students in Modular and Online Learning in University of Eastern Pangasinan. Here's my co-researchers, Ralph Christian Lauria, Mark Emerson Manzano, Mark Kevin Orcajo, Marife Tabayoyo. Background of the study. In the Philippines, e-learning became popular in early 2000, coinciding with the rise of ICT in government and education. The lack of significant ICT infrastructure to support the service was the main hurdle to its early acceptance at the time. Today, improved ICT infrastructure and greater internet penetration across the country, even in rural locations, are acknowledged advantage in supporting and strengthening e-learning in open and distance learning. These attempts to meet the educational needs of people who have to attend regular room-based lectures due to a lack of duration, such as employed or working people, parents, and others. While the government is implementing these programs, school e-learning administrators should issue a directive mandating the usage of the e-learning system rather than using it as a supplement to blended learning. Online classes are typically a mix of video recordings or live lectures supplemented with readings and assessments that students can complete on their own time. But nothing is typical about education in 2020, as the coronavirus has forced a sudden migration to online learning with little time to prepare for it. As the pandemic accelerated, colleges shifted into emergency mode, shutting down campuses to prevent the spread of COVID-19, the disease caused by the novel coronavirus, and moving academic life online. Education experts anticipate more online classes this fall. The structure of an online classroom varies, expert says. But generally, online students regularly log in to a learning management system or LMS, a virtual portal where they can view the syllabus and grades, contact professors, classmates, and support services, access course materials, and monitor their progress on lessons.
Theoretical framework. This study seeks to understand if the satisfaction of the hospitality student and online learning is resilient, especially since we are now facing the COVID-19 pandemic in which there are no face-to-face classes and meetings. According to Andenon 2020, many students were finding out where to go and how to get there. And campus closure were like eviction notice. The forced switch from in-person to online learning has expanded the digital divide. The digital divide refers to the disparity between people who have access to the internet and home electronics, and those who do not. Out-of-state students who lack a local support system had to deal with this issue and themselves. According to Keegan, three historical approaches to the development of distance education by modular distance learning. First, it reflects the article critical component of learner independence. Second, it reveals the item to view distance education as an individualized form of teaching and learning. And third, it reflects interaction and communication. According to Humbler, modular distance education is a paradigm that encompasses the learning, teaching activities of an individual learner and a supporting organization in the cognitive, psychomotor, and emotional domains. It is distinguished by non-continuous communication and the ability to be carried out anywhere and at any time, making it appealing to adults with professional and social obligation.
Conceptual framework. The study's conceptual paradigm serves as pattern or sequence of steps for presenting the information. The framework is broken into three parts, which are the input, which contains the level of satisfaction in online and modular learning perceived by the respondents, the process, which includes the survey questionnaires and statistical treatment of data, and the output, which involves the determined level of satisfaction in online and modular learning. Input independent variable. 1. Respondents profile variable. 2. What are the levels of satisfaction of student in modular and online learning in terms of concerns of students in online learning, concerns of student in modular learning, use of technology in modular online learning, how effective is technology in online learning, use of modular and online class in self-improvement. It is modular in online learning being useful in developing the skills, leadership, creativity, self-discipline, self-study. Process. Number 1, gathering through survey questionnaires. Number 2, statistical treatment of data. Output independent variable. Number 1, during the COVID-19 pandemic, collected data on the level of satisfaction of hospitality management student in modular and online learning, the University of Eastern Pangasinan. In terms of academic performance and the effectiveness of modular and online learning. Number 2, data about the respondents' profile such as gender, age, year level, and overall average was analyzed. Number 3, action plan to improve the academic performance of hospitality management students in the University of Eastern Pangasinan.
Statement of the problem. This study aims to evaluate the satisfaction of hospitality management students in online modular learning in University of Eastern Pangasinan. Specifically, it aims to answer the following question. Number 1, what are the profile of the respondents in terms of age, sex, year level, general average? Number 2, what are the levels of satisfaction of students in modular and online learning? A. Concerns of students in online learning. B. Concerns of students in modular learning. Use of technology in modular and online learning. A. How effective technology in online learning? Number 4. Use of modular and online class in self-improvement. A. Is modular and online learning being useful in developing the skills, leadership, creativity, self-discipline, self-study?
Chapter 2, Design and Methodology. Design and Methodology. This chapter represents the research, design, and methodology, population, and local of me study that data gathering instrument, data gathering procedures, and treatment of data, research, design, and methodology. A descriptive correlation study is a kind that aims accurately represent all respondents. Simply put, descriptive research is concerned with summarizing the participants in research. The level of satisfaction of hospitality management student and modular and online learning at the University of Eastern Pangasinan was determined using the descriptive correlation method. It makes descriptive appreciation for the study to determine the level of satisfaction of hospitality management student and modular and online learning at the University of Eastern Pangasinan. The information gathered served as the base for this study and for interpreting data.
Population and local of study. This study was conducted at the University of Eastern Pangasinan, Binalonan, Pangasinan. 50 respondents of this research were the hospitality management student of the University of Eastern Pangasinan. Data gathering instrument. The main instrument of gathering data in this study was the online survey questionnaire. It is composed of two parts. Part 1 includes the profile of the respondents with regards to their age, gender, year level, and general weighted average. In part 2 contains the satisfaction of students in modular learning in online learning and how useful it is in developing skills, leadership, creativity, self-discipline, and self-study. Data gathering procedures. The researchers employ in online survey questionnaires as data gathering methods to collect verbatim data for the completion of the study. After the online survey questionnaire was created and validated after verification of the tools. A letter addressed to the respondents was made to ask permission for the floating of the survey questionnaire noted by the thesis advisor for recommending approval. Upon the authorization, the researchers floated the questionnaires and retrieved them at once for analysis.
Treatment of data. To be able to come up with a definite conclusion regarding this study, the researcher used the following statistical tool: frequency, distribution, and percentage. Was used in order to answer the statement number 1, determining the highest percentage of cases collected and the following profile variable, namely gender, age, year level, general average. The formula in computing the percentage as follows. Formula: P equals F over N times 100, where P equals percentage, F equals frequency, N1 equals number of respondents. The average weighted mean and its equivalent description for each item in the questionnaire was determined by adding the responses first in terms of numerical points. To answer problem number 2 and 3 and 4, for the perception of on the level of satisfaction faced by the HM students at University of Eastern Pangasinan, the average weighted mean was utilized where WM equals 5F5 plus 4F4 plus 3F3 plus 2F2 plus 1F1 over N, where WM equals weighted mean. F5 is the number of respondents of who answered always. F4 means number of respondents who answered often. F3 means number of respondents who answered sometimes. F2 means number of respondents who answered rarely. F1 means number of respondents who answered never. Table 1, Likert scale. In our rating scale, 5 means always states that online distance learning or ODL has excellent satisfaction on academic performance during COVID-19 pandemic. 4. 4 means often states that ODL has a good satisfaction on academic performance during the COVID-19 pandemic. 3 means sometimes states that ODL has moderate satisfaction on academic performance during the COVID-19 pandemic. 2 means rarely states that ODL is poorly satisfied on academic performance during the COVID-19 pandemic. And lastly, 1 means never. It doesn't affect you.
Ethical consideration. The study of participants informed that their participants was voluntary if had further guaranteed that any information received would be used solely for this research. Other personal details about the responders, such as their name, age, and gender, will keep private. Participants in this study did not suffer any physical, emotional, or psychological harm as an outcome of their participation. The studies of benefits were also expressly stated in the letter sent. Thank you for listening, and God bless.